Tradition lives on. Okay, turning now to today's Money Watch, we are talking about jobs. More specifically, what happens if you lose one? We've all been there. The July employment report showed the economy is not creating as many jobs as originally thought. Over the past 3 months, the U.S. on average has created about 35,000 a month. This is much less than the nearly 169,000 a month that we averaged this time last year. So if you have recently lost a job or know someone who has, CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger is here with advice on what to do right at this moment as you're watching. Jill, let's talk about, what people should do as soon as the shock of it wears off.
Yeah.
Because there's an emotional component, but then there's the practical part, which is like health insurance.
Absolutely. And this is a shock, and it is a real destabilizing issue, because even if you hated your job, it's your job. And so what I want people to really be clear about are two main things to accomplish quickly. One is your health insurance. So you're going to go to your old company. If you got your health coverage through your old company, you talk to the HR person, if there is one, and you find out about COBRA. COBRA is a rule that allows you to keep your current health insurance for another 18 months. But there's a huge asterisk, because that COBRA is only you paying, not your boss's contribution. So it's really expensive. The good news is that with the Affordable Care Act, if you lose your job for any reason, even if you got fired for cause or you quit, you may qualify for a special enrollment period for the Affordable Care Act. To do that, you've got to actually do it within 60 days of losing your health coverage. And of course, if you're under the age of 26, you should hop onto your parents' plan, because that's a good stopgap measure. Health insurance, number one. Number two, file for unemployment benefits. Nobody does it for you. You got to be a little bit of a squeaky wheel here. Make sure you follow up on it. If you do this correctly, each state has different rules, but you should start to receive some income. And it's not your full check, I get it, but it's some money coming in the door within a few weeks of applying.
Do you have to be laid off to get unemployment?
No.
Or could you just be kind of between jobs?
Yeah, you have to go through your state's portal and put your information in. And, honestly, you could be laid off. But, there are people who say to me, well, oh, you can't collect if you're fired for cause. Actually, it depends on the state. You may be able to. So you should absolutely try. It's sort of like college financial aid. At least try to get it.
Yeah, and by the way, that is a really important point about health insurance, because I didn't think about that when I was between jobs, and I was going, oh my God, all of a sudden. I also want to ask you, what do you do with your old retirement plan? I feel like you collect different things at different jobs, especially when you're laid off.
Well, we have also a number of people who have had a bunch of different retirement plans over their lifetimes. They're sort of these orphan accounts that are all over the place.
Guilty, my name's Anna.
I mean, exactly. Okay, so there are generally three different options. One is you check with the plan, can I leave my money where it is in the old plan? This is great, especially if you've got a good plan that has low-cost index funds. It's great. The second thing is, if you get a job quickly, you can roll the money over directly from your old plan to the new plan. The third option is you can set up an account for yourself at any major financial institution or bank, either a rollover IRA account, money goes from the old employer to the new account directly, or into a Roth version. There is a fourth option. I don't want you to do this, okay? I want to be clear. The fourth option is you can actually cash out of your old retirement account. But, there is a huge penalty for doing this. Number one, if this money hasn't been taxed, it's traditional retirement money, all that money comes to you and you have to pay the tax immediately, or at least at the next filing. And if you're under the age of 59 and a half, you get whacked with a 10% penalty. So essentially, when
what if you're desperate?
If you're desperate, that's why I say but. It is a last resort. And when I say desperate, I mean desperation is, I can't feed my family, I'm going to get evicted. Not, oh, you know what, I want to take 3 weeks and go visit my friend on the other coast. So be very careful about this. Dollars are so hard to save for so many people. So when you think about how hard it is to accumulate retirement dollars, to then pull it out if it's not an emergency, that's really a bad idea. Try to avoid it.
So much good practical advice. As always, Jill Schlesinger, thank you so much.
Sure.
If you have a money-related question for Jill, join the party. Shoot her an email and ask her at askjill@cbs.com, and she could answer it right here on the show.